Johanne Defay takes on Stephanie Gilmore here on the south side of the pier to kick things off. 35-minute battle. In first place, moves on to the semifinals. Defay's been looking in form, nice little rhythm, but we really can't get past her equipment choice. That's really been making a big difference this week.
Steph's won it before, Johanne's won it before. Let's see what happens here.
Little battle to kick things off. Finally, our opening wave of finals day goes to Gilmore, moving quickly out the back. Clean backhand start, now hoping for a reform on the forehand. He's got the speed and the intensity. There's the lip, layback hack to finish. So nice, patient start, but she was adamant on getting that first golden wave to kick things off. Defay wanted a piece of it as well, but the lead will start with Stephanie Gilmore.
And we're talking about it yesterday, what this does for your confidence to get that first wave. Great maneuver out the back, brings this one around. She's surfing with a lot more intensity this morning. Finals day, she's going to up it a notch. Steph Gilmore doing the dance to the inside, finding this connection, weaving that board rail to rail. Oh, just one of those Steph Gilmore turns on that inside shore break. Take note, that layback, just mixing it up to that variation, that's going to be key today.
Honor for the Zips to speak to the world and let everybody know their dedication to this world of surfing. It still feels like just the beginning, and Stephanie Gilmore so proud to be on top of the leaderboard, wrapping a couple of beautiful frontside turns, already backing up the 6.33. Hugging this inside corner. It's going to kind of double up in front of her and stretch out.
Second eyes on that wave is going to be a good score. But here, Steph Gilmore backing up the 6.33. Cut back maneuver, staying in that power source. So nothing too radical on the outside for Steph. And then trying to make it to the inside. We know that the judges want to see you get the reform. And unfortunately, that wave doubles up.
Not able to get the finish, but Defay's getting started.
That's right, Johanne Defay just S-ing her way. Can she make an impact on the inside?
Looks like she has this bonus opportunity. Just a nice clean off the top finish for Johanne Defay. Great time to get started.
Yeah, she needed to get going. I don't think that's going to be, the 6.33 that Steph opened up with, but you sitting out there, that's a long time to just be waiting on your board to get an opportunity for a wave. We're going to see her improve in this matchup, but that's kind of not the start that she was hoping for. But let's see what she did on her backhand, because this is her strength. Getting two maneuvers, kind of stuck, not quite getting to the top of that lip. And then, like we said, you've got to just work this thing for all it's worth. She's just juicing this wave, trying to harness some speed on the inside section, waiting for it to bowl up, and then finishing strong.
And in two corners there, he's got Lakey coming up in a title situation, and the rookie Caroline Marks starting her career. Big blast out the back for Gilmore. And now fading and S-ing her way through this inside track. Clean rebound as well, setting up the lip to hit a perfectly timed snap on the inside reform.
We're going to see this replay and watch this first turn. I'm going to put this out there. That's one of the best turns I've seen in the ladies event so far, and that's what I love about finals day, because you've watched everyone progress through the rounds. You get to the quarterfinals, you know you've got to up the ante. Steph Gilmore just going for broke on that first turn. You mentioned S-ing, staying on rail. Johanne Defay, backhand weapon about to unleash, throws a lot of spray. That's where she's just getting a tiny bit hung up, just looking for that second turn. It shuts down on her too quick. And it's almost a contrast for these two ladies right now. Are really a lot better today, and yeah, that's going to show in the performances.
You love the HB locals that have so much pride in their favorite spot around the world, and they want to share that with all the world-class competitors. Big blast on the backhand of Johanne Defay. Had the 3.9 before. Her opener now in at a 5.5. But needed something solid to finish. Here comes the wind-up. Defay knifes it vertically and nails it. A solid finish, really extending that final maneuver. She needed something big, Rosie, because Gilmore's last was a 7.5.
Let's see, this first maneuver, Johanne Defay, she has the ability to get up to that lip and then really just throw it around, throws a lot of spray, but that's what I'm talking about. If that wave had just opened up, given her more lip to hit, get that second maneuver on the outside, you're looking at a huge number for Defay. She worked this one over, found the inside, and then bang. A lot of pizzazz. I had to.
You had to, and I agree with you there, Rosie.
Yep. Wow, just a drift there from Johanne. What an answer back. When you hear a big number drop in from your competitor, 7-5 to back up a 6-3-3, you know you have to go big.
Gilmore leading the rankings with 3 major wins this season, as we now come back into live action with Johanne Defay lining up the tail end of this ride, and she'll stay on her feet. That section wasn't easy to line up. It was nice and hollow, and she nailed that lip to get a solid finish coming off the break, chasing a 7.11. See what happened out the back row.
Does she get connection on this outside section? I love the fact that she's going to her backhand, so she gets a second hit. That's what she's been looking for on her previous waves. We've seen this inside connection for Johanne, and we know that she stomps a big turn. One thing about this shore break, Joe, is how much reverb is coming back at you as we see her just negotiate that tricky inside section. There's so much impact coming up you. You got to get those shock absorbers ready. It really does rifle through your feet, your ankles, up into your knees.
A second place isn't worth as much as it was last season, so really separating a little bit between just making a final and then winning the contest. Fin drift out the back for Gilmore, mixing it up. She knew that section was going to go flat real quick, and she got the tail end of that lip to hit. And now into the inside track, deep off the bottom, and shuts that thing down. I love her rhythm here at Huntington Beach today.
You know, it's not as big as the waves that you've had previously. You've got to do something different, and that's exactly what Steph pulls out of the bag here. So fin drift, like you said, just controls it all the way. That control that she had over her board, coming out with speed too, and then the kind of wherewithal to bring it back into that power source, to cut back to the whitewater, that is just technically sound from Steph. And then that finish just drifts and stays up and over it, so has complete control throughout that ride, and showed us, you know, some different maneuvers.
We're doing all sorts of ding repair just to keep it lively enough to compete on, and finally at the end of the season they had to let it go. This will be Johanne Defay, still looking for a 7.11, clean start off the lip. Little power punch down the line as this thing starts to go off speed. Lip disappears, and here comes that moment where you try to get the connection to the inside section. Taps it around the corner, doesn't get that big lip to hit right there, so she was a little bit behind. Her last 2 scores, 6.73 to a 6.6. Rhythm still looking solid, Rosie, but missing the finishing section is going to be tough.
She's surfing incredibly well, and I'm going to think that Steph doesn't feel comfortable in this lead because Johanne is doing surfing like this. Even on marginal waves, she's just able to keep that flow through her maneuvers, linking them all together. But like you said, not getting quite that inside connection that she would have wanted. So just foam climbs there, has to pull out the back as that wave shuts down. So Johanne, she's good for a 7.11. Steph knows that. She can't afford to just kind of sit these last couple of minutes and feel like she's run away with this heat.
Head judge keeping priority with Gilmore. Defay was hoping for a turn of that priority disc, but she'll find a wave to work with under Gilmore here. Just quickly up and out.
That's right. So Steph not utilizing her priority on that wave. She knew it wasn't going to be the score Johanne needed. It's going to be interesting to see how Steph plays these remaining minutes.
Hey, thinking about making a move.
Watch Steph. She's just going to corral Johanne Defay. So Steph with priority. Wow, she's going to give Johanne this opportunity.
Defay with a chance. Hard off the bottom. Belts the first section. Only good for 1 maneuver. So Gilmore wisely letting that one run through, but the big windup from Johanne Defay reminds us how informed she is. That board looks incredible. If she can find some sort of canvas to work with, she could lay down something serious in the final minute here. Heavy heat draw for Stephanie Gilmore to kick off the morning here at the Vans US Open of Surfing. Johanne Defay, a former champ out here just a couple of years ago, ends up battling to the finish, but goes down. Gilmore into the semifinals and still hanging tight to that Jeep Leaders jersey.